Today's hashtag daily debate for at MMA Junkie Radio. Sorry, that's social media talk. What's your top criteria when picking a knockout of the month or year? So let me explain here. As MMA media, we often get these lists from one of our writers, Young Mike Vaughn, we call him. Hey guys, we got to pick the knockout of the month, the submission of the month, the fight of the month. But this happens on a lot of different websites. A lot of different people run their own polls on Twitter. I got to thinking this question could apply to anybody, fans, media, whoever. And I wanted to know, what is your top criteria when picking a knockout of the month? Let's just isolate that. Forget about submission or fight of the night. Let's just worry about knockout. When that email arrives, goes in your inbox, and you look at it, and then there's a list of all the different knockouts. Like this past week, I think we had to pick from, remember Douglas Lima, how he caught Michael Venom Page? Yeah. Well, that was a knockout, but so was Rose Namajunas getting slammed by Jessica Andrade. That was another type of a knockout. There's Ramon Daniels. Remember like a spinning tornado Superman combo, whatever the hell he did over in Bellator. So here's your choices: viciousness, the talent of the losing fighter, or flashy/unique. Let me explain a little bit. Viciousness is self-explanatory. The talent of the losing fighter, by that is, well, who'd you knock out? Because if you knocked out a former kickboxing champion, hell, or a boxing champion, you got to tip your hat to that person, because those are tougher to knock out than someone who's maybe a ground specialist who hasn't developed their hands. And then, of course, flashy and unique, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. There is that drifting other that happens to be choice number D. If you have another criteria, throw that one out there. But what do you look for? What's your top criteria?
All right. For me, it's between two of them. The talent of the losing fighter. Because if you go in there and you KO me, who cares, right? Anyone can probably KO me at that level. But if you can do that over somebody that's never been KO'd before, or if you're a jiu-jitsu guy and you're KOing a knockout artist, to me that means more. So for me, it's between that, and it's between the flashy and unique technique. Flashy and unique is, you're probably thinking of your spinning back fists, your flying knees.
Right. Something where you just go, holy cow, and you share it on Facebook and Twitter, and you're telling your buddies, can you believe what you just seen?
Those can be vicious KOs when they happen, but the fighter is also taking a tremendous risk in throwing them. Because if they don't land, they're usually going to be off balance or put in a bad situation. So you got to give your props to that. But I really think the number one criteria for me is going to be the talent of the other fighter.
The talent of the other fighter. Let me break this down. So if the other guy is just a world-class striker, that scores a lot of points in your votes for the person that actually KO'd them.
If this were Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and you told me I knocked out Glass Joe, cool. So has everybody else. If you told me you were knocking out Super Macho Man, Mr. Sandman, Mike Tyson, I'm going, really? Word? That's who you knocked out?
All right, what if some guy did a bunch of cartwheels all the way across the octagon, and then when he got there, he just went, boop, like a little dumb jab, and he knocked out a world-class boxer?
All right, so instead of being that guy going, oh, shit,
would you be wild by the flashiness
and going to the guy that did that, I'd probably be looking at the guy that got knocked out and went, how'd you get hit by that? He did a tornado like 5 times before he got to you. How did you not see that coming?
I'm more drawn to viciousness a little bit.
Viciousness?
Just, well, look, I like them all right? But I think, first of all, the first thing I look at is actually the carcass of, I shouldn't say that, the body of the fighter that's been fallen. You just look at him and you're like, oh my God, is he or she going to be all right? And you're just holding your hand over your mouth because you appreciate the KO, but then you instantly think about that other person and their family and their friend. You want them to get up. So I think I'm always drawn to the viciousness a little bit first. But you're right. I get it. The viciousness over a flashy fighter is a lot better than the viciousness over somebody who's never even had their own KO.
When Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo, nobody went, wow, what a crazy counter technique. They all went, holy shit, that's Jose Aldo. If there was going to be a knockout here, we thought, if anything, it might be coming from that guy, especially that soon. It's the level of the guy that you did it to.
I think you have a good point. And it sucks because for once, I have Junkie Nation agreeing with me. I'm the top voter, or I'm with the top voters of 47% saying viciousness, but I really like the case he presented.
Thank you.
You came in last, though, 10%.
Did I really?
Well, second to last. 10% talent of the losing fighter.
Oh, wow.
41% said flashy and unique. 2% said other.
There are some things to other.
Name one.
Enemy territory.
Okay.
Right?
A little bit, yeah.
Think about how hard it was to win in Brazil at first.
Mm-hmm.
You show up there and you get a knockout.
Let me give a shout out here on a couple of the commenters here on the thread. Jaron Alexander, at Alexander Jaron, he says, Ramon Daniels' knockout is a good representation of the flashy, vicious knockout, but Lima KO on MVP was surprising because of the level of competition.
Great point.
But, in my opinion, Daniels wins. Maiku, at World's Worst Hero, says, combination of the three with viciousness getting the slight nod over number one. Let's do one more. Schmitty85, at N Schmitty85, says, unexpected or out of nowhere, or when fighter one is all but done, but then surprises everyone with the KO. That's pretty cool. Do you remember when, we'll always point back to this one fight, but when Mirsad Bektik got knocked out by Elkins?
Yeah.
That was, Elkins doesn't have like the
face, all
cleanest technique as a striker because he's more of a grappler. He's, originally a wrestler. But the comeback and the fact that he put him out the way he did, that was as carnal as you can get. When I've been in an arena and I've just seen a bunch of people like lusting, over somebody getting KO'd. That was something. That's something I'll never forget. It was one of the best ever, and that's the only loss for Mirsad. Mirsad's awesome.
He's a beast.
That was a great win for Darren Elkins. Yep. All right, there you have it. There's today's Daily Debate brought to you by Goes and I.